want to give you a quick budget update. We're very excited about the House budget that came out on Thursday for two or three things. Number one, the last elections really told us people basically want you to cut spending, get control of spending, and have a structurally balanced budget. So let me tell you three or four things we did. Number one, we reduced fees in this budget by $5 million, which we're very proud of, especially on restaurants, which really have had a burden the last few years. The second thing we did was, you might have heard of the Rainy Day Fund, and as a matter of fact, a lot of you voted to increase the amount in the Rainy Day Fund. The good news is, since the economy's improved a little bit, we're required to put a deposit next year in the Rainy Day Fund of about $200 and some million. And so we've put aside half that deposit in this budget, just being responsible so we don't have to come up with it. Some of you have also heard of a thing called VRS, Virginia Retirement System. And one of the things we wanted to do this year was to make sure that was fully funded. So, for example, for teachers, we put an additional $87 million into VRS for the state share to make sure that those teachers will be whole when that system comes along. And finally, there's something called the accelerated sales tax, which was a budget gimmick that I never liked, that basically requires retailers to pay more up front of their sales tax. And we're going to unwind that. That's been a burden on especially all small retailers. And the good news is the House budget has about $111 million restoration there that will exclude 98% of retailers from that. Let's do a quick contrast with the Senate budget. They spend every dime of their money. As a matter of fact, they'll tell you they have more money in whether it be K-12 or health, but what they've done is they haven't done any of those structural things. As a matter of fact, they've actually put $300 million aside to fix this whole Capitol complex where this little speech is coming from, tear down this General Assembly building and build a new one. Now, this one's old, but it's adequate, and in tough times to basically spend $300 million in debt at a Capitol complex is wrong. They've done nothing on the accelerated sales tax, only put $20 million down on the Rainy Day Fund, and they didn't, of course, reduce fees. They've increased fees. So as we go forward, we're really going to argue for the House budget because we think it's the conservative, responsible thing to do.